Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 phrasal verbs that go with get. So as you know, phrasal verbs are super important, and the phrasal verbs that we're going to discuss today, you may have heard them before in movies or TV shows. Native speakers use them all the time because they're super important, and learning to use them, of course you may not know the meaning of them, but learning how to use them in different sentences helps you to sound like a native speaker and to be better at communicating with native speakers. So let's get started. So the first phrasal verb that I'm going to talk about is get into something. You may have heard that before, I'm sure of that. So to get into something means to start a process or become involved in something. For example, you may get into a conversation with somebody. For example, yesterday I got into a conversation with a student. Or you may get into a fight with someone. It means you may start having a fight with somebody. So it's the first meaning of get into. The second meaning of get into would be to enter a place or situation. For example, you may get into your house, you may get into your apartment, or get into a place. It means you manage to enter that place. So get into has 2 meanings, which was to enter somewhere or start or get involved with something. You may get into get into studying English. You may get into learning a language. So as you can see, there are lots of uses for this phrasal verb. Next phrasal verb is get away, which means to escape from something or leave something. For example, I'll get away from work as soon as possible. Or I had to get away from the party because it was awful, the music was so loud and I had a headache. Whatever reason for that. So that is the first meaning, get away. Also, we have another one. It's a phrase to get away with something. To get away with something, it means you succeed to escape the punishment of something that you've done. It could be a crime, or it could be just a bad action that there was supposed to be a punishment for it, but you managed to escape from it. For example, the murderer managed to get away with murder. It means the murderer wasn't caught by the police and was able to successfully escape from that, and no one ever knew about the murder or who the murderer was. So we can say get away with doing something. Or for example, she thought she could get away with not paying taxes. So she thought she could do that. We don't know if she managed to do that or not. So if she got away with not paying taxes, it means she was not punished for not paying taxes. Okay, let's move on to the next phrasal verb. To get rid of something. It means to remove something that, or somebody that you don't want anymore. You don't want to have that. So, for example, you may get rid of the clothes that you had. For example, old clothes that you wore all the time before. You don't need them anymore because they're old-fashioned, they're out of trend for whatever reason. So you get rid of old clothes. You may get rid of dirt. You may get rid of, for example, whatever that makes your room messy, whatever that you don't like. You may get rid of your own phone, your own gadgets, or your laptop. Also, you may get rid of a person. For example, imagine that you're spending time with a person that you don't like to spend time with, and you make an excuse to leave that person to you get rid of that person. Or imagine that you do something, or you have something important to do, and suddenly you have guests over, and you want to find a way to get rid of those guests. Of course, in my country, people are super hospitable. They would never do that, but sometimes it happens, it's an emergency, and you need to get rid of your guests. It means you may find a way to ask them to leave or make them leave for whatever reason. Maybe you need to study, maybe you have work to do, maybe like someone is in trouble and you have to save them. So if you get rid of something or a person, it means you leave them, you remove them, because you don't want to have them or that thing that you had. So next one is get the most out of something. Of course, maybe that doesn't count as a phrasal verb, but it's really useful to learn this phrase. So if you get the most out of something, it means you enjoy it, you maybe take advantage of it, you have the full experience. For example, you may get the most of your life. you get the most of your university education. You can get the most of this video by taking notes. The same time that you're listening to me, you may take notes and you use those notes later, because I'm sure that you may not be into going back to the video and listen to it again, so it's better to get the most out of it right now and start taking notes while you watch this video. So if you get the most out of something, it means you enjoy it to the fullest, you experience it. For example, you may get the most out of your life. It means you use every opportunity that you have to enjoy your life. So let's talk about the final phrasal verb, and I'm sure you've all heard of it before. To get over something or somebody. So it means to feel better after something or somebody made you feel upset, so you need some time to get over that. Also, it means to accept an unpleasant fact about a situation. If you get over something or somebody, you accept that fact that for example, that sad thing happened to you and nothing can be changed about it. For example, you may get over a person. Let's hear this example. She spent a lot of time and she needed a lot of time to get over Michael, for example, because he ended the relationship 2 years ago. So she needed time for that. Or he had to get over the death of his wife, and it took really long time for him to get over that. It means those people went through a really difficult situation, and at first it was so hard for them to accept this, but after some time they were able to accept it and feel better after that unpleasant experience. So to get over somebody or something means to accept that fact about them, that unpleasant fact about them, and feel better afterwards. Okay, so it's finished. Those are the phrasal verbs we discussed. Get into something, get ahead, get rid of something, get the most out of something, and get over somebody or something. So that is it. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you need a second video of that, because as you know, we have lots of phrasal verbs out there, and I will make more videos of that. Thank you so much. Have a great time. Bye.